The sun hangs over the sunburnt fields, showering fiery rays on the arid savannas of Africa. Hot winds carry swirling dust on the cracked ground, through dense bushes and trees. In the distance, thin forests rise amid the harsh landscape, where life clings to what's left of the rainy season. Nature operates according to the cruelest rules. The strong life and the weak are eliminated. Amid this wild land, a war took place millions of years ago. There was no armistice, no tolerance. This is a battle of survival where only those who are faster, smarter, and stronger can continue to survive. Confronting in this battle are two formidable warriors, Mongoose, a brave challenger with extraordinary speed, and Viper, a silent assassin with a deadly weapon hidden in every blow. Venomous snakes are the embodiment of darkness and patience. They do not need to chase prey or show off their muscle strength. Their weapons are curved fangs, sharp as blades, and full of venom. A single bite can defeat a creature many times larger than itself. There are even snakes whose venom can paralyze wild elephants. With just one precise bite, a poisonous snake can kill its enemy within a few minutes. But in this battle, venom is not everything. On the other side of the battle line is the mongoose, a reckless, but no less scary warrior. At first glance, it is just a small animal, with light gray fur and sharp eyes always scanning its surroundings. But don't let that modest appearance fool you. This is a true enemy of venomous snakes, lightning fast, strong beyond its size, and especially has an advantage that few animals in the world possess: venom resistance. Over millennia of evolution, the mongoose's body has developed a special immune system, helping it resist the deadly bites of many poisonous snakes. But it doesn't stop there. The mongoose's real weapon is its reflex speed. An adult mongoose can dodge a peck faster than the blink of an eye. And if given the chance, it will bite its enemy's weak spot right behind the head, where the snake has no chance to resist. These two species, two sworn warriors, have been facing each other for millions of years. No one side truly dominates. No one is completely victorious. But every day, among the thickets of the grasslands, on the cracked ground of the steppe, or in the clearings along the river, the battles continue. This is not just an ordinary hunt. This is a fierce battle for survival, a testament to the harshness of nature. Over the next few minutes, we will watch a real showdown, a mortal confrontation between two of the ecosystem's top predators. Burning sunlight spreads across the dry fields of Africa. The air was stuffy, the ground was cracked, and hot winds carried red dust billowing from the low grasses. A small figure crept among the clumps of dry grass. Its brown fur mixed with a bit of gray helps it hide almost completely among the foliage and sandy soil. But what makes the mongoose scary is not its physique, but its incredible speed and reflexes. The mongoose is a carnivore of the civet family, widely found in Africa and South Asia. They are not huge, only about 12-20 inches long, weighing less than 3.3 pounds, but possess extremely fast speed. When they move, they look like small lightning bolts across the ground. Each step is a jump. Flexible muscles help them change direction in a split second. In nature, speed is the first weapon that helps a species survive. Mongooses live in groups, but when hunting, they do not mind being alone. Bright round eyes, constantly observing the surrounding environment. They move endlessly, following the faint scent traces of their prey left on the hot soil. The mongoose is a natural predator, but it doesn't just hunt mice, insects, or small birds. It has an enemy or prey that is much more terrifying: a viper. Any animal that dares to confront a cobra or viper is considered a challenger to death. But mongooses have a special biological advantage. venom resistance mechanism. Mongooses are not immortal against poisonous snakes, but they possess a special protein in their bodies that helps prevent the effects of venom on the nervous system. While most other animals are paralyzed by snake venom in just a few minutes, mongooses can resist it many times longer. This gives it a chance to survive deadly confrontations. Furthermore, mongooses also have thick and dense fur, forming a natural armor that prevents snake fangs from penetrating deep into the skin. Even if bitten, it still has enough time to counterattack before the poison can spread throughout the body. A young mongoose is entering the cobra's territory. The ears are small but extremely sensitive. They listen to every smallest noise. A broken branch, a rustling of leaves, all can be signs of prey. He knows that poisonous snakes are always waiting in a ready position, patient like a ghost. The mongoose is not hasty. It moves in arcs, deceiving opponents with feather-light steps. Sharp eyes locked on the target. When the snake suddenly lunged forward with a lightning-fast bite, the mongoose jumped back immediately. A distance measured in millimeters, but enough for it to avoid the poisonous fangs. That is the key point in the mongoose's strategy. It does not attack directly from the beginning, but will exhaust the snake first. Every time the snake charges, the mongoose skillfully dodges. It jumps, rolls, and changes direction extremely quickly, causing the snake to gradually become slow and impatient. Only when the opponent is tired, the mongoose will strike the decisive blow. A fatal bite right on the snake's head, where with just one precise bite, the battle ends immediately. If the mongoose is a speedy warrior, then the venomous snake is a cold killer. Snakes do not need to chase prey. It lay there, silent, waiting. Venomous snakes do not have sharp claws, nor do they have explosive speed like cheetahs. But it possesses a weapon more dangerous than any predator: venom. Snake venom is stored in venom glands located at the back of the head. When bitten, it releases a sufficient amount of poison to attack the nervous system or destroy the red blood cells of prey. Depending on the species, venom can cause paralysis, making the prey unable to move, or destroy muscle tissue, causing necrosis of the meat. In addition, it also clots the blood, causing the prey to die due to circulatory arrest. Snakes do not need to move much. It chooses a perfect location where there is good shade and coverage. It curled up, keeping its body motionless for hours, its eyes wide open, but seemingly motionless. This assassin has a simple strategy: wait and attack quickly. In the morning on the dry land, sunlight shines down on the sparse grass fields, creating patchy streaks of light on the ground. The space is so quiet that you can hear the wind moving through the low bushes. Among the withered grass stalks, a black shadow moved quietly. There was no sound to signal its presence. That's one child king cobra, a famous predator with venom that can take down an adult elephant. It moved slowly, its long body slithering through the dry foliage, each movement purposeful. Its cold eyes scanned the surrounding landscape, looking for signs of prey. Not far away, a much smaller creature was wandering in the dry land. The mongoose, a small but brave animal with thick fur and sharp eyes, is searching for food among the rocks. He walked without the slightest worry, but his instincts told him that something was wrong. The cobra noticed the target. Its body froze for a moment, preparing for the deadly attack. This is not the first time he has faced a mongoose. But this time, who will be the winner? The mongoose stopped. The whiskers on its face trembled slightly when it sensed the presence of its predator. Ears pricked up, eyes wide open. It knew something was watching it, something dangerous. The cobra begins to raise its front body, expanding its gills to create a threatening appearance. Its eyes were lifeless, but inside there was a deadly danger. Mongoose seized the opponent. Instead of running away, it took a few steps back and then began to move slowly around the snake, forming a circle. It is not in a hurry to attack. Its flexible feet gently step on the ground, ready to jump at any moment. Cobra recognizes the danger. He knew the mongoose was not an easy prey to subdue, but the predator's pride makes it unable to back down. It still maintains its posture, head held high, tongue sticking out, sensing every movement of its opponent. Suddenly, a lightning-fast blow. The cobra rushes forward with incredible speed, poisonous fangs extended, aiming straight at the opponent. But the mongoose is not an ordinary prey. In an instant, it jumped back, narrowly avoiding the attack. Its eyes never left the snake, and in a split second, it counterattacked with a bite so fast it was almost invisible to the naked eye. Its teeth touched the snake's body, but it was only a shallow cut. The cobra twisted its body and hissed angrily. It knows that this battle cannot end quickly. Both opponents entered a familiar rhythm, a dance of life and death. The cobra moves in an S shape, trying to keep its distance to launch a fatal attack. But the mongoose is too fast. It continues to move around, keeping a distance close enough to apply pressure, but far enough away to dodge attacks. Every time the snake charged, it easily dodged, as if it had memorized every attack of its enemy. The snake started to get tired. It cannot win with speed. It requires a different tactic. There was a short silence. Both stopped, waiting for the other to make an opening. This is the decisive moment. Suddenly, the mongoose rushed up. Its small legs jumped off the ground, aiming straight for the snake's head. This is the moment where it's all bets. Cobra does not delay. It immediately released its fangs, a deadly bite. But the mongoose had already predicted that. In an instant, it tilted its head to the side and opened its mouth, delivering a fatal bite right on the back of the snake's neck. The cobra's hiss rang out, but very quickly, it fell silent. Its eyes opened wide. Its body convulsed violently. The mongoose's bite penetrated the hard scales, cutting off important nerves. After a few seconds, everything fell silent. The mongoose stood on the snake's body, breathing heavily. The war is over. Dawn has just broken out on the dry land, where herds of ground squirrels often gather, relying on each other to survive in a wild world full of enemies. But today, a female squirrel chose to confront alone. Its small eyes flashed with caution as it spotted a dangerous predator creeping through the dry grass, a Cape cobra. There are no teammates to cover, no support from the pack, just itself and survival instinct. It fluffs its tail and puffs up its body to look bigger, a simple but effective tactic to make the enemy hesitate before striking. A pair of sharp teeth flashed in the morning sunlight, suddenly piercing the snake's tail. A bold attack, but also risky. Just one counterattack from the cobra and everything would end immediately. Cape cobra is not an easy person to subdue. Its venom is said to be stronger than that of the black mamba. One bite is enough to leave the squirrel in a state of paralysis, before its life is gradually drained by the deadly poison. But ground squirrels don't give up easily. It kept moving, trying to create a distraction, but then suddenly made a mistake. A missed grab. The pair of sharp teeth only touched a dry blade of grass instead of the snake's body. A second of hesitation, a moment of lost rhythm and harsh reality immediately set in. From a hunter, it suddenly became a weak person, facing a cobra ready to end the fight, but fate doesn't end there. From the bushes, a yellow mongoose appeared, his cold eyes fixed on the snake. A person who specializes in hunting cobras. An assassin created by Mother Nature to confront the deadliest venomous snakes. If for squirrels, snakes are a challenge for survival. Then for mongooses, cobras are like peanuts and squirrels, a familiar dish. The mongoose is not a simple predator. It is the security system of this land, the last line of defense against dangerous intruders. The body is resistant to venom and reflexes faster than any creature on this battlefield. It is a nightmare for poisonous snakes that dare to wander into its territory. Cobra knows that this war is no longer simple. It raised its head high, puffed out its plumage, and took a threatening stance. But mongooses are not easily subdued by such displays. It begins to move in a circle, without taking its eyes off its opponent. Searching smallest gap in the snake's defense system, two mortal enemies face off. Every step is calculated, and every strike carries life and death. The mongoose rushed forward, a lightning strike aimed straight at the snake's head. But the cobra is not an amateur. It launched itself. Its counterattack was as fast as lightning. The mongoose was forced to jump back, promptly avoiding the death bite. One small mistake can be the end. They continue to evaluate each other. A true battle of wits between two enemies born to destroy each other. No one dares to turn away, because turning away means death. Cobra realized it first. It put all its strength into the final bite, but it wasn't fast enough to hit the target. The mongoose, while partially immune to venom, is not hungry enough to compromise its safety. Today, the war has no absolute winner. The cobra retreated, slithering towards the dense bushes. The mongoose did not chase. It knows that, in nature, it is not always necessary to win absolutely. Just survive to fight another day. That's enough. In Africa, there is a creature that slithers like a ghost, silent but deadly. Black mamba, a name that evokes fear deep down in any creature unlucky enough to face it. Long, slender, but with incredible speed, this snake is not only a predator, but also one of nature's most dangerous killers. At up to 14 feet long, the black mamba is one of the longest venomous snakes in the world and is also the fastest in the snake family. It can dash at speeds of nearly 12 miles per hour, a crawling nightmare on the ground, ready to take down any prey that dares trespass on its territory. But what makes the black mamba truly a symbol of death isn't just speed, it's venom. One bite can inject enough toxins into the prey's body to paralyze the entire nervous system in just a few minutes. Bites are not a warning, they are a death sentence. When its fangs penetrate the flesh, the venom spreads quickly, causing the heart to stop beating and breathing to stop. In the wild, the death that black mamba brings is inevitable for weaker prey. Mother Nature has never favored any species too much. If a predator is carrying a weapon that can kill almost every living thing within reach, sooner or later, nature will create an opponent capable of restraining it. That's why the mongoose, the daredevil of the animal world, exists. In the middle of the wild grassland, dust rose from lightning-fast footsteps. One child black mamba more than 3 meters long, crawling through the dry grass, head held high, eyes coldly observing the small animal in front of him. Contrary to most animals that will retreat when faced with a black mamba, local mongoose don't show fear. On the contrary, it bowed low, its sharp eyes following the snake's movements as if this were just a stimulating game. The black mamba did not wait long. It suddenly rushed forward, its venomous fangs opened, ready to inject its opponent with an amount of venom that could defeat an elephant. But its speed, no matter how fast, is still not the most formidable thing on this battlefield. Because its opponent, the mongoose, is even faster. In just one breath, the civet jumped up and dodged to the side. The distance between life and death is only 1/fraction of an inch. It landed on the ground, its feathers standing straight up, its eyes glowing like 2 pieces of amber. The black mamba turned its head and continued to attack, but each time it rushed forward, it only touched space, mongooses do not only fight with speed, it fights with mischief. As the black mamba prepared for its next bite, the mongoose suddenly straightened its tail. This strange action caused the snake to pause for a moment, as if disturbed by its instinct to attack. Just that one moment of hesitation was enough. The mongoose rushed forward, sharp claws clinging to the ground, lowering its body to avoid a sudden counterattack. It quickly circled behind the snake, aiming straight for the only weak spot, behind the head. The mongoose's bite is extremely precise. Sharp teeth and strong jaw muscles pin tightly to the snake's skin. The black mamba writhed, wrapped tightly around the attacker's body, trying to squeeze hard to regain control. But to no avail. The mongoose refused to let go. While the black mamba's venom can kill most creatures in just a few minutes, to the mongoose it only acts as a temporary anesthetic. A minute passed. The black mamba's struggles gradually weakened. 2 minutes. It becomes motionless. 3 minutes. The war is over, the mongoose panted, but his eyes were still full of alertness. It let go of the snake's body, licked its lips, and then slowly walked away, leaving behind one of Africa's most dangerous predators. For it, this is not a feat. This is simply one meal, part of nature's cycle of survival, but the scariest thing is not the dead black mamba. But out there, in the barren forests, among the scorching fields, wars like this are still going on, every hour, every day, non-stop. The sun gradually disappeared behind the dry trees, dyeing the entire wilderness yellow. The space seemed to calm down after the storm of a life and death battle. The mongoose, panting after the battle, sought rejuvenation from the cool water. The war is over, but there was no triumphant song, nor the joy of victory. This is merely a moment in the endless cycle of nature where today's predator can become tomorrow's prey. For many generations, the war between mongooses and poisonous snakes has continued as a harsh law of creation. No one is truly absolutely strong. Venomous snakes have the ultimate weapon, deadly venom that can defeat creatures many times larger than them. But the mongoose is not one to be easily subdued. It has speed, endurance, and most importantly, a poison resistance mechanism that is almost a miracle of nature. Not every confrontation ends in victory for the mongoose, nor does every snake become a loser. Only those individuals with the best strategies, those who can adapt fastest to each dangerous moment, can continue to survive. To those observing from afar, this war may simply be a spectacular display of nature. But with two creatures rushing at each other with all their survival instincts, this is a life or death bet. Mongooses do not fight out of courage, nor do venomous snakes attack out of cruelty. They fight for life. A battle not for glory, but to survive one more day, to continue the flow of life that their ancestors have passed down through millions of years of evolution. But from another perspective, this war is not simply a confrontation between two species. It is also a symbol of the fragile balance of the ecosystem. Mongooses keep venomous snake populations from becoming out of control, while venomous snakes help regulate rodent populations, preventing them from becoming a threat to flora and the food chain. If either species disappears, the ecosystem will lose its inherent balance. However, greater dangers lurk for both species, not from mortal combat between them, but from an enemy that has no fangs, but is more terrifying than any other creature: humans. When forests disappear to make way for buildings, when living environments are narrowed by urban expansion, wars like this no longer take place in nature, but right in the lands that humans have occupied. Venomous snakes find their way into residential areas, become a threat to humans, and are then hunted. The mongoose, despite being the ruler of snake duels, cannot resist the destruction of machines and the encroachment of humans. An ecosystem is not just a simple food chain, but a tightly connected network where each organism has its role. Protecting a species is not only protecting itself, but also protecting the natural balance, protecting the operation of a larger system. The natural world does not operate the way humans want it to. When one link is broken, the entire food chain can collapse. The mongoose, after regaining its breath, returned to its family. It doesn't know that today's war has been recorded, told by people observing from afar. And it also doesn't know that humans are holding the future of battles like this in their hands, not with claws or fangs, but with decisions that can change an entire ecosystem. Because in the natural world, there is no absolute strong person. Only warriors who know how to adapt can survive. And only those who understand the value of balance can ensure that life and death battles like today will continue to take place not in destruction, but in the endless flow of life.